King, here I come. Hello, entertainment fans. Welcome to the Car King Sports and Variety Show. I am your host, the Catman, Brian Cataquet, a.k.a. the Card King. We are live on ABC's KMET 1490 AM.com, your number one spot right here for news and talk on the West Coast. I thank everyone for tuning in this morning. On the program, I welcome back, by popular demand, the legendary Tommy Chong. Tommy, Brian C., thanks so much for your time.
Hey, my pleasure, man. I had nothing else to do this morning, so here I am.
Oh, always an honor to have you on the program, Tommy.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. No, there's a lot happening in your world. Let's start with the release of a Cheech and Chong Chronicle comic book. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, a very good friend of ours, her niece, I guess, is connected to the comic book world. And a couple of years ago, they approached us with this idea of doing a comic book, a real nice one. What do they call it? It's illustrated? I forget what they call it. Anyway, it's out there, and it looks good. It's funny. It's kind of like it's the first look at the older Cheech and Chong. We've known the Up and Smoke Cheech and Chong forever, but this is sort of introducing us the comic book world anyway, to the older version of Cheech and Chong, which is pretty funny.
And everyone knows the comic book world is a big business. Now, that wasn't the first book you co-wrote, right? You wrote a book in 2013, the legal book for stoners, right?
Yeah. We had help. We had that book. I kind of remember it, but that was a long time ago.
Now, the last couple of times you were on, Tommy, we didn't get a chance to speak about the cannabis business. Talk a little bit about your business. How's it doing? Your website? Where can my listeners log on and catch your products?
Well, Hey Tommy Chong is my, site. One of the sites tells you where you can get the CBD products that I sell. I sell a ton of CBD products, and they're really good. I use them myself. I got a product, a little tincture, where you take a little eyedropper and you put it under your tongue. And I got some, it's called Nice Dreams, which is to help you sleep. I really like it now. I'm sort of hooked on it. I like the dreams.
And, I tried your gummies. They really, really got me relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the gummies are great. They're all good. It's a matter of timing. The trouble is with being a stoner, time can stop and not move anywhere, So it's about timing, because a lot of times, especially back in the day, when a muffin was the only edible around, it's impossible if you're high to eat a half a muffin. It's totally impossible. I grew up in the country, and there was no food left over. Our poor dog, he almost starved to death because, you clean your plate. So when someone gives you a muffin and tells you it's loaded with THC, only have a bite or only have a half or a quarter. Yeah, right. So I'm not the best edible guy, but yeah, we have edibles. We have gummies. We have, like I said, the tincture. With the sleep aid, and the other I was telling you about. The other one is called Nice Dreams. I mean, Good Vibes. And Good Vibes, yeah, it keeps you awake. So it's one thing. I noticed, like with me, I've been testing my product for a long time, and there are moments or long periods of time when I forget to get high, you know, and that becomes another high. Being straight is another high. So right now, I can't tell if I am or not. A little effects from the nice dreams. So I got that. But I woke up, boom, bright and early, and I got a lot of energy, and I'm laying in bed trying to stop myself from getting up and doing something stupid like exercise, you know.
Well, Tommy, speaking about exercise, I read that before you got into, smoking, you were a bodybuilder. Is that true?
Oh, I'm still a bodybuilder. Oh,
Really?
yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, man, I'm 83 years old, and, I don't look a day over 82,
No,
so,
you don't.
No, I'm still bodybuilding. Oh, yeah, I started. In fact, that was my savior. That's why I'm still talking to you, Seriously, I got interested in bodybuilding when I was about 14, 15 years old. Well, what happened, a friend of mine went to jail, and he got out a couple of years later, and he was all buffed. And he looked great. And I said, what happened? And he said that he started lifting weights in prison. And so that got me interested. And then I started, hanging out at the gym, and then I started hanging out with the bouncers at the clubs that I played at, and they were all bodybuilders. And so, I was kind of immersed into that culture and right away. And I wasn't the only guy. There was another, Bernie Sneed, the organ player in the band that I was in. He was also a bodybuilder and a karate guy. And in fact, the lead singer, Tommy Milton, was a football player. He was like a running back, and he had a natural body, but he still worked out. He ran a lot, but he worked out a little bit with weights. But I'm still a bodybuilder. I love it.
No, I even saw early pictures of you and Schwarzenegger hanging out in the gym.
Yep. Arnold and I were friends. Arnie's funny, man, because I met him when he first came over. He didn't know English. He knew a little bit, but Arnold is a genius. Whatever he does, he's academic. Whatever he goes into, he studies it and he learns everything he can about it, and that's what he did with bodybuilding. Yeah. So Arnie and I, we're still good friends. When I got my cancer diagnosis. It was on the radio, on the air a lot about when I first got prostate cancer. Well, Arnold was one of the first to come around to make sure that I was okay. You need anything? No, I'm fine, man. Arnold's great.
Now, have you spoke? I guess you smoke a joint with Arnold, right? In the past, a few times, right? Because it was mentioned in Men's Health magazine by Arnold.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What happened? There was a hangout that all the bodybuilders would go over. The guy was a legend. If you want to Google him, his name is Zabel Kazuski, and Zabel was a legend because he was Mr. Natural. He wouldn't touch steroids. In fact, the song Nature Boy that Nat King Cole sang was written by this friend of Zabel's, and I'm quite sure it was written about Zabel, Nature Boy. And so Zabel was Mr. Natural, but he won every body part you could win, but the overall trophy would always went to big guys like Arnold or, Dave Draper and that. But anyway, all the bodybuilders would gather at Zabel's house, and this is when bongs were unheard of. And they had this big old bong, about a 3-footer, I guess. And the trick was, because all the bodybuilders had a lot of patrons, fans, because it was a very gay attended sport, and so the bodybuilders always had their admirers, and a lot of them, if not all of them, were very wealthy or well-to-do, and so they would support the bodybuilders, with money, gifts, everything. So they always had the bodybuilders always had money to buy the best weed and the most weed, and so they'd take about an eighth and pack it in the bowl, and then take a torch and light it up. And the trick was to inhale it until that eighth it explode in the bowl. It was incredible. Yeah. And so Dave Draper did it. Arnold, Zabel, all of them would do it. And that's the one time that I smoked up with Arnold. When it became my turn, it was kind of pathetic because I've never been a big smoker. I'm a one toker, maybe two, put it out, wait a little while, toke again. So yeah, Arnold, I don't ever remember sharing a joint. Arnold shared the joint because they were doing a movie, Pumping Iron, and at the end of the movie, Arnold smokes up. But back in the day, the one time I got high with him was the bong party.
And you must have smoked some good ganji, huh?
Well, even now, to me, weed, ganja, people always ask me about, what's your favorite strain? I'm not that kind of guy. When I grew up, it was try this, and so I'd smoke it, and I wouldn't question, it's either weed or no weed. And so I've never been one for, being able to distinguish one thing from another, one strain from another. And same as like you get high in hash. All I know is that I learned to do little tokes real early in my career, in my life, because you never knew when you were going to get another joint or another baggie. It was that sparse in Canada where I was from. And then when I came down to L.A., it wasn't that, I wasn't with the rich people like I am today. I was hanging out with very, very poor people. And that was one of the reasons you shared, because, you shared with your friends. You shared a joint. So, I smoked everything. Hash, I tried everything, but I never smoked. I always knew, and I know today, that you don't need much more than one or two tokes. A lot of people are, you can look at them with the food or with anything. A lot of people are, more gregarious is the word, I don't know, but more, they need more. I'm the opposite. I learned how to smoke because when I started smoking, the jury was still out as far as it was good or bad for you. When I started, in the 50s, the newspapers, and they were saying that, bad things could happen to you if you smoke. You get hooked on heroin, or all sorts of weird things. And so I learned to just smoke a little bit and then enjoy that high. And that's why I am today. I've never changed. I just smoke a couple of tokes will do me, and then fine, I'm good.
Well, like Tommy, is there educate me? Is there like a specific technique, to get high, to get a good high? Because I don't smoke much, but do you have to hold it in longer? Because you're an expert in this area. Is there a special technique?
Yeah. You want to get it into your bloodstream. That's what it is. It's THC, because we have receptors in our brain. And that's why so many rappers and so many creative people, artists and rappers and writers and athletes, it makes it sharp on some people. It'll enhance what's already there. That's why you got to be very careful. Like if you have any kind of mental problems, depression or schizophrenia, something like anything that that's abnormal. You really have to check with doctors or professionals before you do anything, even for medicine. Because it really goes right to the brain, and a lot of times, first-time smokers, they don't realize that. And especially if it's an edible, like a gummy bear or something easy to swallow. You can almost OD on. Well, you can go into a coma if you ingest too much, because if you're lucky, you'll throw up. And your body will reject it. Because it's too powerful, and that's why a lot of first-time smokers they don't like it, because their body is surprised. Your immune system's first reaction to anything like that is to regurgitate. Get rid of it right away, and that's why you get the nauseous feelings, or you want to throw up in the beginning. And so what I learned to do, and I still do, is just one little toke, put it out, see what happens, see how much, and if it works, fine, and if it doesn't, that's all you need. Be careful though with the gummies or with any kind of edibles. I had a 70th birthday party here at the house, and my son he surprised me and the guests with loaded desserts. And there was big trays of cookies, and oh man, and we never really had enough food and so people were still hungry, and so they devoured that dessert, and it was I wish I had recorded it. It was a series of very funny things. I mean, people were, they were passing up. Not passing up, but a friend of mine she's married to a doctor, and it was her first time, and she's barfing all over the place. And she called her husband as the doctor, and I talked to him on the phone. I told him that she's throwing up, and the doctor goes, "Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, she's throwing up all over our expensive carpet," and he's saying that's good.
We're talking with the legendary Tommy Chong. Tommy, I have 6-7 minutes left. I want to get a couple in. You've been becoming a major star on this new media, TikTok. Talk about that. You enjoy doing it?
Oh yeah, are you kidding? I love it. It's the only time my wife hugs me, for one thing.
I saw that.
I love it because she gets all made up. She really loves it. She gets makeup and she gets all gussied up, looking incredible. And no, we love it. We got Clayton is our guy. He's our guy that photographs it all the time. And they're only 10 seconds or really short little bits. That's we tapped into the short attention span that everybody has now, And the TikTok. Oh man, it's all over the place.
It's big time. Big time.
Yeah, you post them, you get 30 million views. In seconds. It's incredible. Yeah.
No, it is. Now, also, I'm sure you know about this. Are they coming out with a new spinoff of the 70s show? It's called That 90s Show?
You told me about it. No one's contacted me no one has contacted me. And looking at the other shows, I will be surprised if they do. Because what they might do is have new people. I don't know. They haven't mentioned anything to me. The 1 year that I wasn't there, and I ended up in jail, which was kind of lucky or serendipity. But I asked for a raise, and so they wrote me out of the show. That was my raise.
Well, I think I mentioned it to you before. When you left the show, the ratings dipped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was a very And that's why I wanted more money, you know, because they were like exploiting, you know, my Cheech and Chong past, you know, just me, period, you know. And so I thought, well, I should get paid. I should get a little bump, you know. And,
Of course, of course.
But you know, it's like Amazon, all those other places. They're making billions, and they still won't pay their employees a decent wage, you know. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is in the business world, you know, and in Hollywood too, you know. Oh yeah, a lot of careers went down out the door because they wanted raises. Who else? There was someone else on the 70s show that wanted to raise. Same thing. They got written out. Donna's mom. Donna's mom. What was her name? The gorgeous one. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for the call. You know, a lot of people would like to see me back. You know, and I'm here. But I don't know who. Danny's in trouble. I don't think they'll have Danny back. Topher's ready to go, and I know Ashton and Mila. They're married, so they're ready. I don't know. It's going to be fun to see, isn't it?
Yeah, something I read. Netflix ordered a spinoff of the series called That 90s Show. So you know, I wanted to inquire about it. So something I read online. Yeah,
it could be true. It could be true, but like I said, I haven't been approached at all. We thought about it, you know, my camp, you know, we thought about doing a spin-off show called Leo, you know, just with me, and then having the kids or the other cast members show up. But no, nothing's come of it. It's a whole different world out there now, you know, in the entertainment world. It's all different.
Well, you know, we have a couple of minutes left, and you know, I did some research, Tommy, and I found a beautiful solo of yours you were performing that I want to play, and we could chat about. Is that okay?
Sure.
Let's hear Tommy Chong.
This is a song I wrote for our tour, the Cheech and Chong tour. It's called Get It Legal. I gotta remember it. It's a little green flower that gives us the power, overcome sickness and despair. It can help you with cancer and give you the answer how to deal with MS, so be fair. Get it legal. Get marijuana legal now. Let's get it legal. And I don't care how. I guess I could use a bass player. Our jails are overflowing. We got people waiting to get in. There are more heads in jail now than ever before. These drug laws are a national sin. Gotta get them legal. Get marijuana legal now. Let's get it legal. And I don't care how.
You have it. You have Tommy Chong playing on guitar. Great stuff.
Yeah, except I missed changes. That was early. That was an early version of my song. God.
Yeah, very catchy though. Very catchy.
Yeah. I'm more of a lyricist than I am, you know, about melody. I'm like a Bo Diddley singer, you know, one chord and go for it. That was fun. Yeah, well, thank you. Did you know what year that was? It had to be in the 90s, something.
Yeah, late 90s, I believe.
Yeah. I think that was before I went to jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see, Get It Legal? No. That was way after. I wrote that.
Late 90s, early 2000, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I went to jail in 2003. So so it had to be around. And Cheech and I started doing it again 2008.
But when you wrote the song, did you write the song in the late 90s?
No, I wrote that song. Man, I can't remember, to tell you the truth. I can't remember. I could have been, man. When you're as old as I am, man, you can be off by 40 years or so.
No, you sound great on guitar. Do you have a choice of guitar preference brand that you like to play with?
No, I wish I did. I've got a Fender. I was a Gibson man forever. I don't know why, but I played Gibson. Oh, I think it was because Chuck Berry played a Gibson. I'm not sure. But, as a kid, I couldn't afford. Well, they never had electric guitars when I was a kid. Seriously. It was Les Paul. I had the first Les Paul Jr. was called, and big thick neck, and it was great. But my aunt, I couldn't afford an amplifier. My aunt bought one for me finally, and then my brother and I shared it on stage. Little Fender 15-inch speaker, and we had a bass and a guitar going through it. Yeah, the good old days.
And Tommy, I'm going to end it with this. Your opinion, the best guitarist of all time?
Best guitarist of all times?
Of all time.
Well, Lenny Breau, by far. But right behind him is a guy that was on our record, Gay DeLorme. Let's put it this way: they were the two best guitarists of all time, Gay DeLorme and I just said his name. I forgot it. Lenny Breau.
Lenny Breau.
Yeah, they're all from Canada. If you talk to any hot guitarist, anybody that knows how to play, I'm leaving out Wes Montgomery. I should have put Wes in there first too. And Jimi Hendrix. What am I talking about? These are all.
I was going to ask you. What about Hendrix? How about Clapton?
Oh, Clapton. Yeah, Eric was there. Hendrix and Clapton, they copied the blues guys. I'm talking about original. The original guy, Lenny Breau, was an original. He was. They were all Lenny and Gay DeLorme started out as steel guitar players, where you play with all your fingers. You use all your fingers on both hands, and that's why they were so incredible, because they were 5 times as fast as anybody else, playing.
Oh, wow, I got to check them out. They're telling me I have to go, though. I listen, I really appreciate it. It's an honor.
No, let's keep talking.
It's an honor. I mean, you educate me, you educate the audience. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, guy. Okay, go have fun.
We'll speak soon. The great Tommy Chong. Until next week, happy collecting to all.